Yeah. What's up? Welcome. Welcome. I know. Hi, Mom and them. Yeah. All right, everybody. Welcome to Make Impact Stereo, the weekly show that is the insider look at the goings-on at Pack Stereo TV. Pack Stereo TV, we are the Indies indie, pioneering and revolutionizing on our journey into the world of internet television. For those of you who don't know, this is the show we let you sit in on our meetings to see what the goings on. People had asked us. They said, we really would like to see more and know more about how it is that you all come to do this. You know, just two guys in the hood doing an internet television channel, and not just a channel. Channels, in fact, a full network. How is it that we do this? And so we decided to have this, one of our meetings, at least one of our bigger meetings, have it in front of you. We meet all the time and talk all the time, but we decided we would do this way, and that way you could be privy to some of the conversation that goes on into. So I guess, Vic, first of all, got to at least say what's happened this week. For me, congratulations to the U.S. women's soccer team.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
gotta give them props, man.
I was loving it.
Yeah, it was
Just loving it.
yeah, much love to them, man. They deserve it. I mean, to be the most powerful and most successful women's soccer team in the world. I mean, soccer is not
Something
really
about
our
in the
backyard
world,
for
huh?
the men. For the men, we're not.
A lot
there.
of work and a lot of physical work. When you think about the amount of running,
Yeah.
I remember the issue I had with soccer really in the beginning was that it was too much running, and I was kind of a fat, chubby kid and stuff. And so I just like this. Whenever they did all those running things,
Mm-hmm.
I was in the last 2 or 3 people of any of those
Hey.
run.
Yeah.
I was in the last
I
2 or
agree.
3 people
Yeah.
coming in.
No
So
joke.
soccer, congratulations to them for their win and all that work. Because it was inspired, made me think about a little bit about us in this past week, and that Vic and I have been lately been able to enjoy more and more the fruits of our labor. For those of you who don't know, we've spent so much time up. We don't know how many videos we've uploaded to YouTube. 4 years ago, it was 6,000, over 6,000.
Yeah.
So we have no idea where we're sitting right now. We could check, but even still, the numbers and everything that has been going on has been wonderful.
Yep.
So we've been enjoying that. We're currently on a whole new summer schedule, which we're going to be on until approximately September. It looks like September 7th we'll be returning with the morning coffee in a new morning format, whole new format, but at the 10 a.m. time, at least for now. That's what we're planning on. So we're on a summer schedule, which is a creative schedule, and had some time off. And even during the time off, we really, what happens, at least I just play with the same old stuff that I do when I work, but just in a more relaxed way.
Yeah.
And so we've been on a summer schedule, so a lot of new things coming up. But before I get to the new things, I should at least hit that schedule. We know that coming up, because we're on this special summer schedule, there's no morning coffee, like we said, until September.
Right.
So, but there will be the Quiet Storm this week. This Tuesday, there will be some days where the Quiet Storm may not be there. We'll let you know. But at least coming, there will have the Quiet Storm this Tuesday. But then look for other impromptu broadcasts, and that's one of the topics that we're going to be getting to in a little bit. And that look for more impromptu broadcasts as we start to use more and more extreme social media apps, Meerkat, Periscope. Those types of things to go live on a moment's notice.
Yeah.
For those of you who are not aware of those things. So, Vic, any scheduling thing before we talk about some of that?
The only thing that I think we have to do is what we call just a spot check follow up to give a TBD date, whether it's just a contact or approximate schedule for Teresa Campbell. Because
I thought we had the set date.
No, we had the set date for Ray and her, which is totally separate. That's for Ray's stuff.
Oh, Ray and her.
Hers is totally separate.
Oh,
she's doing with
I thought that. Are we meeting with? Okay, we're meeting
We're
with.
meeting with Ray on the 18th. Remember, we went to that schedule the week after. I'm sorry, the week after. I'll confirm it with you.
Right, because then I thought we would talk to her there.
No, because that's Ray's thing. Ray's invited. She asked, can she come with Ray to the meeting just to observe how we conduct.
But
That's on his
So we
project.
need to have in order to go over.
Yeah.
So we need to both first. You and I go over her stuff. I've gone over it.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so we can go over it. I've got
Yeah.
So you and I can meet on Teresa Campbell.
Right.
Is individual that we've met through Ray Ibarra, everybody, who has a history of producing at Warner Brothers and other places. She's another one of these really gifted professional folks that we've been running into of late, but she wants to look at producing some shows with us here at Pack Stereo, which is one of our niches, that we try to make ourselves available for other folks who are pioneering to help make that transition, because we're all in one shop. Those of you who watch this, just so you know, we have our own broadcast facility, this studio, okay, which is here. We have our own full switchers, full. Everything you see here is our own setup. We also have our own 24-hour broadcast machine that broadcasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It has been doing so for how many? Vic, I got to learn to quote how many years it's been.
Well, there's a difference between how often we've been broadcasting versus how often we've been doing weekly.
How long have we been going with the machine around the clock?
Oh, this machine, I would say we're knocking on the door of almost 5 years, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I thought it was over 4 years.
Yeah.
So somewhere, so there you go. And also, besides the broadcast machine, we also have our websites and our online properties, packstereo.tv, packstereo.com, packstereo.mobi for the Mobis and for the mobile and tablets, amongst many others. So we're multifaceted, and so there's all these areas that we kind of have to attend to at any given time. So we're looking to have Teresa Campbell. So Vic, we have to have a meeting with her. So you mean a meeting date? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. See, remember, we only have to really say, hey, this is when we like to sit down and powwow with her. I just want to give her what we call, okay, we're looking at approximately this amount of time to meet.
Based on
follow up.
Based on what I read, I guess the meeting should be as soon as possible.
Okay.
To me, based on what I read, but the only issue is that we don't have, if she prefers weekends, that would mean next Sunday.
Yeah, I mean,
It would have to be, because I don't see the Saturdays.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. I mean, I've already talked to her and said, typically this is the way our broadcast schedule goes. You'll be lucky if you get a Monday. Outside of that, it's going to land on the weekend. So she already knows.
Okay. Even I could do a Sunday with her, especially now that we don't have any sports on Sunday.
Right. Okay.
So, we could do a Sunday. I'm kind of flexible which time Sundays.
So I'll shoot for this following week and give her the plan B the next Sunday, so she'll have 2 days to choose from.
She can do this upcoming Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. This one or the next. Preferable time of the day you like? Preferable morning, afternoon, evening?
Not too early, but midday.
Midday. I got it. All right.
But I'm flexible on it. I'm totally flexible.
Yeah, I just want to hone in to make sure.
Yeah, I just don't want it too early because, I might not be up. That's the only thing.
Right. Got it.
If I say midday, I still might not have to be up. So it's probably better afternoon.
Yeah, that's
but I'm flexible.
Okay.
Like if she only had noon, I would do noon. But 3 is probably the better or something.
Okay.
So that's one thing. Okay. Anything else with the scheduling?
The only other thing is I'll just reconfirm the schedule we've already decided for Ray.
The meeting. And
he sent over a few topics that we can go over. This any other Q&As on it. And I'll follow that.
The meeting. Then the meeting is not to now begin.
That's a meeting.
I want to make sure we're going to clarify this point one more time. Until we have a production meeting on a show.
That's right.
Then the show continues under the format of being a Pack Stereo.
Nothing changes.
Live. Okay. He doesn't want it to be under the Ray Ibarra thing yet?
No. See, the part that and to me, sometimes people find out it's easier to do less. It simplifies things.
That's
and to me,
he's deferring.
Yeah, I believe what's happening here is, look, I'm one of those guys that sit there and say, look, I don't want to do everything. I actually want to contract it out. I would love to have other people do some of the work. Not everything I want to do. And I think what he's done is says, look, I see what's happening as a result of what's happening inside of the studio and out. And so he's getting a lot of mileage out. And I said, look, why would you want to go in an area that may not be your greatest strength?
What happens is, you guys, a lot of the people who come here to do shows, and they're wonderful people, everybody has varying degrees of experience in producing a show. So when they come here, they kind of feel like they're ready to produce. But this is so different. That's what happened. That's been almost a universal experience. And that, especially the people who come from radio, and even the people who come from traditional television, because you have to multitask on such a level, this is just so different for them. They were more used to staying in a niche. Whereas even if you were a producer, whatever, you stayed in a niche. So when you have to start wearing multiple hats, it's very challenging. Teresa Campbell is one of the ones who can. But it's very difficult for people to wear multiple hats, even though we all say you got to multitask in this world.
Yeah, definitely.
It is. So that's part of the challenge. So when you come on here, so some of you may want to do shows with us. And here's just the basic overall general feeling. less interest in talk shows, but willing to do them when their people who are behind them are strong in their own production skills and also their social media presence. But without social media presence, it's going to be hard to talk us into doing a show with you. You'd have to really explain. I'm not saying we wouldn't do it, but I'm not saying we wouldn't do a series. No, we would do a single show. We love to have people as guests, interesting guests. But I'm talking about someone who wants to come to us and produce a recurring show that's done and produced here in the studio. Mm-hmm. We do those, and that's what the stuff you hear us discussing. But look, the biggest issue for most people is that we don't want to be the first one, because usually if we're the first one you've been to, you're not working hard at it yet. That's the bottom line. If you are, it's different. And Vic and I have a big issue with the amount of social media presence. In other words, people who are on the internet promoting their shows or their projects or their products, any of those things. Mm-hmm. How many days a week? If you really are doing it 7 days a week.
Well, to go along with that, ideas are wonderful, and I've had a number of them here that failed, and I have this studio and this whole system. So what you actually need is something to kind of fortify, validate, confirm, and authenticate something that says, look at the direction I'm going with what I've done. It takes a great risk to take the idea and not really be able to say the extension of those ideas through other people. And I believe all ideas should come with a coordination and an effort around not only the internal group, if it's only one or two people, but the extension of that group and what that means, because in this day and age, you do need what they call the synergy of a community that's already behind you. And so a lot of times, I even sit up here and say, man, it's a great idea. I want to try this. That doesn't mean it's going to transfer over to people who's going to follow it. It means that I'm executing a different challenge sometimes to see if I can incorporate that in a different type of prototypical program that may center around a talk show, but more of an event talk show. Or I'm going into reality, which is really unscripted. It's really difficult to come and hit that first one out. And usually people are not prepared as much to fail, because when they're failing, they usually find themselves wiggling away from it. So, you want the commitment, you want to see what they've done before, especially if people have failed before. I don't know anybody who's won all the way through. Right,
you got to have some fall downs. You're supposed to fall down a bunch of times on the way to success.
Yeah.
And that shows your sticking ability. That's what we're looking to see.
Yeah.
And people, in other words, we want to see that people are vested. We don't want it more than you want it. I tell people, how many times have I told people, Vic, I don't want to work harder in your project than you do. It's your project. Why should I be working harder than you?
The part that you have to deal with is if you have to say that, you're already in the wrong place.
Exactly.
So you shouldn't even have to say that.
All right now, so we just being real with everybody as the expansion continues. Okay, so the big issue is, again, looking at our co-host requirements, that's going up. In other words, people are being co-hosts on Pack Stereo. On the talk shows, you're being asked to do more while you're on the air. For example, you're being asked more and more to interact with social media and actually to report on those interactions live on the air.
Yeah.
Even within your own world. So that when you're looking at, are you tweeting? Are you Facebooking? Are you going to use Meerkat or Periscope? And now requirements are changed because we had an experience. And the experience we had was part of the ongoing planned expansion. We told you we were looking at what we call extreme social media. That's what we call it. And that's combining the things that we do with the newly evolving apps. Two of those are Meerkat and Periscope. And I was trying to find a video that would explain Meerkat to you guys. Meerkat app. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at this piece that tells us about Meerkat. Hold on, need some audio. So this is the stuff people are talking about. This is the live streaming apps. And now we're looking at how you incorporate this into the broadcast. But before you can look at doing anything, you got to play with stuff. And that's part of what I love about having some downtime, and why I tell people like PMC, our brother in Pittsburgh, who, who's always on us, he misses morning coffee. I said, you got to have that downtime in order to create. You know it. Can't be when you're working, grinding stuff out. Hard to be creative. Mm-hmm. So what happened was I got some time to experiment with Meerkat. And I also had some time to experiment with Periscope. We'll talk about that in a second, too. Periscope is a similar application, but it's purchased by Twitter. So that means it's going to work with Twitter, even though both of these are well integrated with Twitter. But I got to tell you what happened on the night of July 4th. We did a couple things. Victor was outside on the rooftops getting some wonderful views and shots of the fireworks shows here in Los Angeles. All the fireworks going across the city. We're at an elevated position, so we get a chance to see out across the city. And he was capturing a bunch of those things, along with our own hot chocolate, Miko Williams. And that stuff is up there on, if you want to go see, it's up there on live stream. Or was that PAX there if you go look at our archives from live stream. Anyway, so had a great show. Miko's up there, Vic doing all that. Then afterwards, while we were settling down too, this is now getting a little on into the night. I would probably say, what, Vic? This is after 9?
It's after 10. I stopped, around a little after 10.
So Vic stops. So we had a good night, of that, with Vic shooting and showing these fireworks out there, Miko too. And so, out of an interest to play along with things, I had tried to get the Meerkat and Periscope up and working, but I was getting stuff set up in the studio, and I decided to test out Meerkat. Wow. Let me tell you guys, what a wonderful experience. I started spinning music and DJing, and I actually was on there for a number of hours, which actually affected the fact that we didn't get a good video recording, because I think we went too long and we tried to save it. It didn't connect well. This is part of the issues with Meerkat. But while we were live on the air, wonderful integration. Wonderful. We had over 154 comments, over 640 viewers. Okay, throughout the night, with a peak of like 62 or so at one time. Mm-hmm. All right, and it sat in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
People who were live watching it on the air. So a fabulous experience. Technical issues when it came time to save the show, I think because it was so long, it didn't save to our Dropbox. It didn't integrate to my phone, and then it was gone. So we're working on all that. Periscope will tell you, is better integrated with YouTube, and the videos can go straight to YouTube, Facebook, or whatever. But they're working on that at Meerkat. That's one of the things we want. We want them to be able to, once you shoot the videos, post it at Facebook, YouTube, or whatever. But the integration was fantastic and easy. And one of the things they do have is their own embed. So now you'll find it embedded at PAX Stereo TV. Okay? So look for us to expand more. So Vic, this is the other thing. So I didn't even know. I was playing with it and DJing, and it was an experiment, so I didn't know what to expect. So as people started coming and conversing with me, it got to be something else. Really amazing. And I didn't know that Vic was even monitoring it.
Right.
Till late in the show when he actually was in the posting some things.
Right.
But it was an amazing experience for me, because we do a bunch of shows. It's unusual to have that many people in a chat room. And what essentially is a chat room, they're watching when they're on Meerkat, because they have to be there.
Right.
To even be counted.
That's true.
But just to even see those kinds of numbers with simultaneous viewers, I was totally affected by that, to see 61 people were watching me simultaneously at one point.
Yeah. I think it was the interest is that I decided not to look at Meerkat until I believe you was going to go ahead and do your thing, because I want to go through the exercise of how fast you incorporated go right to the hot buttons to activate what you need to do and see what would happen as a result of that. I want to look at it from a user's perspective and not actually go, hey, let me go look at, review, compare, and all that. I already did it in comparisons as far as the app. I found it very, very fast, very user friendly. I think the part I was telling you about is what I enjoyed is when you have a optional viewing platform, it creates a different illusion. We'll talk, we got into what that meant, because on one hand, you only, it's a one-to-one thing. You only have a certain amount of room you can show what you're doing through your smart device or your cell phone. But then you also have the platform that allows people to have the option. And what I like about it is I don't think you can get people to move from Meerkat or Periscope to, say, another type of device via a laptop or a PC. But I do believe that they have optional viewing. And optional viewing gets you to see a perspective. And I think what I enjoyed yesterday was watching the phone view, the direct shot of view, as well as the studio view through our other apps on IMAX. And to me, that's what I enjoy, having that option. Now, everybody's going to go there for that because they're all on their phone. And if you go to packstereo.mobi, you only get to see the Mobi. It's kind of hard. How are you going to navigate Meerkat at the same time you're watching Mobi? So the first thing I thought about is, how do you give them that benefit of what we call the extreme social media? And that's what we've been working on.
Yeah, on the phone it's going to be difficult because you only have so much real estate in terms of what you can see simultaneously.
Right.
If you think about it, even when you get a single video, you go to a certain mode, it takes up the screen.
That's right.
On a tablet, it's way more possible. Mm-hmm. You'll have at least some choices. Because the tablet basically, because the screen is bigger, you could do almost anything a computer could do.
Right.
At least that's where the tablets are headed.
Right.
So that way you could do whatever.
Yeah.
So, but at least we're going to be integrating on the website level more the integration with Meerkat and Periscope.
Right.
At the website level. Okay, I'm trying to find you a video that'll help me to a video to show you about Periscope, a little one. Okay, let me show you this little piece about Periscope. Now this is an ad.
What's the Best Buy?
All right, so we have to do, so we'll stop that. We have to do our regular announcements. So the question is, I'm trying to think about what to do to integrate those even tonight. Well, that to do the same kind of thing on Meerkat. I want to have some stuff show up anyway. So I'll probably do something. All right. So more of this stuff coming. More Meerkat, more Periscope, more of that. That's why we said sign up, you guys, because then you'll get notified we go live. We'll actually be putting out pre-notices that go out before we go live, but those, even in that whole app world, are limited to 15 minutes ahead of the show. So, but this is the way it is. And numbers were great. Like I said, over 640 people tuned in at some point. That was the total number of viewers. And the total numbers at one time, simultaneous viewers, was 60. It was over 60.
Yeah.
And over 150 some comments.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I think right now everybody's searching for who's coming in new. I think it's so embryonic. They're just receiving whomever. Let's see. Give it time, the saturation. It'll be interesting to see where they take this. I can't wait for the next evolution or the update because it's coming. But so far, I would say I like them both for different reasons, but I have to admit Periscope gives me the foundation to return to content. Meerkat, fast.
Well, that's why we're going to use both for a while.
You know how it is.
But no embeds on Periscope, but you don't have to because you can
put
them right up at YouTube and have it right there. So
use both.
All right, now things to expect in the upcoming weeks, you guys. Vic and I, we have a bunch of drones and combat robots and Nerf guns. I'll say that again. It's drones about 12 attack robots.
Yep.
Bunch of those too. It's at least half a dozen.
That's right.
We also have. I said drones, attack robots. Well, what else did I say? Well, all that stuff is coming. Now, the other big thing is that we're setting up our aquarium lab for the drone fish. We have fish drones. They're swimming around. They're artificially, well, these first ones are dummies. I know you guys, it's not politically correct. We're working with the artificially intelligent fish, the drone fish. So we're setting up our aquarium lab. Actually, one of the aquariums arrived broken. They're coming, they're going to pick that one up, and they're already shipping us out another one. We have a 12-gallon large training aquarium, and then a smaller 3-gallon. Or is it 5-gallon? I don't know. One of those. Okay? All right.
Done deal, man. That's a done deal. Now, the benefit of that will be part of the drones, tones, and clones. You'll stay tuned. You'll get more information. Like I said, right now, we'll kind of let you know how it applies to a show and how the integration of it and the unique perspective of why we're applying that. That'll come a little bit sooner. Can't give away all the secrets.
All right, you guys. So this has been Making Peg Stereos. All the stuff. Wow, so busy. Ongoing with the summer schedule. Know that a bunch of new social media applications being installed. As we said, look for us. Make sure you're connected on Twitter. That should do it. You might take a look at Meerkat and Periscope. Know that we're coming also. Okay, with new shows, and especially we got more drones, tones, clones, and all of those. It's all in our bones. I want to thank you tuning in, and on the way out, I'll tune us in to the, as I so often do, to the latest Victor Allen Animoto.
And just a reminder, you guys, no morning coffee Monday night special, off for the rest of the season, and you will see us live in a triple play day. Tuesday we give you a triple play day. We give you DJ Miko, Mario's Quiet Storm, and then I, Victor. And then we'll just let you know how it flows. You better join us. We're going to make it extreme, if you know what I mean.
Extreme! If you know what I mean! Peace!